Hello, Transformers fans. It is Speedball Harlan today for you guys. A special review for you guys and of the Transformers Generations 1's Shining version blind box kit set provided to me by the brand Blocky, which is a really fun brand of models, guys. I have been doing a number of them models recently, and this one I actually want to take a quick second to say thank you to Blocky because they actually provided this set for me to review for you guys to check out. And I could definitely see why it's called the Shining version. It is a really fun set, guys, for good reasons. And as you can all see, yes, a good number of these are returning figures from their previous standard wave releases, but these versions are actually still different from their other versions. And I'll get into us detail-wise in 1 second, but one detail I will mention now is what makes this set the Shining version over their standard versions, and that is every one of these little guys all comes with a new LED chest section that the original figures do not come with at all. The only exceptions to that are their Gold Edition, which only has a handful of these figures, not all these specific ones, and their Rise of the Beast model set that have it, not anything else. So that's what's really one of the cool features about this, including the upgrades they've done to their models here to include clear parts, LED piping, and such like that to work with the lights. So quickly, I will show you their lights right now by turning off the lights around me so I can show you all how each of them are turned on by simply tapping the bodies and such like that. As you can see, like here, the clear chest section here was not here with the previous wave, and their eyes were definitely not glowing before, which is really cool features, details, and such. And it helps bring out a lot of fun other details that the previous toys did not have. Like for Ratchet over here, you see he now has a clear, medical monitor on his chest, and now that it's a clear window, the light actually makes it look so much more realistic than the previous version did. So that's one cool detail. Another one is, as you can see with Optimus here, he has the matrix of leadership now glowing in his chest, which of course that's something he should always have, besides obviously what he's holding. So yeah, it's a really cool, fun feature these specific ones have. I mean, I love the Jazz one, how they glow like that. Now, as you can already see, the lights in them are turning off. They turn off automatically, guys, so you don't have to press any buttons or anything like that. So real quick, we'll turn the lights back on so now you can see them better. But as you just saw, yes, they're just simply, you touch them and they'll turn on. And the batteries you can swap out after a while, of course, if they drain and such. So no worries there. And they're simple to display with the lights on and so forth, guys. It's fun. I like that gimmick. It's just so much fun, especially when you add all the new clear parts to their bodies. That brings out the lights even better. I love it. So real quick, let's one other detail, of course, to notice, as you might have already seen, this specific wave has one extra feature they all come with, besides, of course, these really cool stands, is that they all come with an Energon cube in the actual Energon color. And I say that for a specific reason, which I'll show you in a second. But as you can see, it's a really cool, fun little accessory. They all have a hole right here, as you can see on my pinky. I'm not 100% certain what that's for, like if there's supposed to be a connection to an LED or something, or just to hold in the hand of the toys here. But still, it's a really cool to have, and of course, you can stack them up any way you want. Now, back to what I was meaning before about the color-wise is because I actually just recently got the second wave set, and as you can see, this is another Energon cube I got, but as you can, of course, tell, it's all clear. So, yeah, that's interesting. But I mean, of course, this one's more accurate and such to the show and all that. And speaking of accuracy to the show, that's another thing about this set that surprised me, guys. If you look at these characters and such, you're probably already, normal. You've seen them, you of course know them, and seen their details look about the same, especially if you compare them to, in this case, the first wave and technically second wave, because that's where Cliffjumper came from, set of kits. But that is where you are wrong, because it took me a while to notice this after I built them and looked and compared, but some of these guys have actually been re-detailed with new decals and such, and variations of their personal characters. For example, let's take a look at Jazz real quick. As you can see, he looks just like his normal self and such, with, of course, his new accessory. But what I didn't notice until after I built them and compared them, his body's decals are completely different from his original release that he had in the Wave 1 set. And that is because this toy you're looking at is based not on his cartoon decals, but based on his Generation 1 toy decals. See, none of these were on the first Wave's version. These decals here, the one on his chest, and I can prove it because I have for you right here. his Wave 1 counterpart, which this one, of course, is more decked out in the cartoon decals than this one, as you can now see. And of course, now you can tell the difference between the visors, between the clear and the painted version. So you can, of course, tell the difference there, and other such color details like the tires here, and like I showed you right there on the sides, and such like that. And the same goes for other characters, and I'll show them as well. Another example, let's go with Optimus here. Now, of course, one important mention is, as you can, of course, see right now, Optimus is wielding his Matrix of Leadership, which I must mention outside of the Gold Edition. This is the only Optimus so far that actually comes with an actual Matrix component, which is really cool. I love it. And yes, as you can see, he's actually holding this. I'm not using putty, any of that stuff to hold it. The hands are designed to hold it perfectly. It's really cool. And real quick, we'll take a look at it. I love it. It's so cool. And yes, if you're wondering, you can take it off its own little stand, so now you can wield the Matrix yourself. It's really fun. But back to what I was getting at. As you can obviously see, yes, we're looking at our standard Optimus and his famous colors and all that. But what I noticed with this Optimus is he is as well, like Jazz, more G1 accurate with his colors because he's got more of the right blue tone. His red is more accurate, and he only has the one Autobots insignia here where, give me one quick second. His first wave version, as you can see, has a lot of different shapes of colors and double decals and such like that. And as you can see, even the chests are different. See? He's got a more matrix symbol here, and this one's just circuits. So yeah, I mean, that's interesting. And like I showed you with the blues, see? This one's more darker than this, and also, as you can also see, the details and extra paints are different between the two. So this one, you would need a little extra paint for certain details and such like that, and so forth. Oh, but don't worry, he does still come with his ion cannon and his Energon axe as well, if you were wondering real quick. And let's go on from there. As I already mentioned, like with Ratchet here earlier, his chest section is, of course, now opened up with a clear part with that more big life reading on him. Excuse me. And as you can see with the first wave version, he has the same meter, but not the same reading. As you can see, it seems someone's not going to make this one. But this one, they're doing fine. And two, once more, as I said, with decals, see, his waist section is different from his. The bodies, after that, pretty much most of the bodies are the same, though it seems because of the new LED chest section, the waist here is a bit darker in the red than it is on this one. And of course, as you can all see, the faces are silver to gray and a bit darker on here on his V fin here and such like that. And lastly, not lastly, sorry. We of course have our buddy Cliffjumper, who's really, of course, really hitting it well with this set because, well, as you can tell, he's definitely got his more G1 accuracy in this set because, as you can see, there's the blue for his window, the upper section here. This really cool silver for the wheel on his back. And, well, as you can, of course, all see, he's very well known and well liked Generations 1 accurate bazooka weapon, which we all know he loves using. But yet, we don't get a lot of toys that comes with this accessory, as we probably should. But it's a really fun accessory to get, which, as I mentioned, yes, this is only with this set. He doesn't come with it in any other set because, as you can see right here, I have the Wave 2 version of Cliffjumper, and as I mentioned before with the blue and such, there's gray there to his blue. The up sections are definitely the difference, and as you saw with the wheel, same as well. And the only weapon this version comes with is a standard pistol weapon. So yeah, there is differences, my friends. There is differences. And that's what makes this set really interesting to see how much they changed between the versions and, what variations we could get. And speaking of variations, of course, the one new character we actually get from this set is our, rainmaking friend, Acid Storm. This one was a surprise when they announced the set because this is the actually new character for this entire set. And it's, of course, obviously a recolor seeker, but of course with the new chest LED setup like I showed you, and of course a silver face. Though he's still utilizing the same molded face as that of Thundercracker and Skywarp, which I can show you right here because I have both of them right there to show off with Acid Storm. And of course the set wouldn't be complete if I didn't have an Air Commander to go along with them. So yes, as you can see, we now have 4 Seekers to the entire set. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. And of course, the only major difference between the 4 of them is Starscream's different faceplate and details and such like that. And then, of course, Acid Storm's different vernier decals, the chest setup, of course, and other such details like that, as I mentioned before. So quick, let's move these out of the way. And now, finally, we are looking at the big black bot himself, Megatron. Yep. Now, I didn't notice as much differences between him and his first wave version, but there are still some small differences, like in the waist section you see here, with new detail there, these leg details, and other such small stuff like that. And of course, his new silver face, which is, I can see that. That's a pretty cool detail I noticed. And with the red eyes that pop up when you, of course, turn on the LED, which really is accurate for G1 because we all know Megatron loved his glowing eye gimmick. We all know this. And of course, his newest weapon gimmick is obviously his Energon mace, which his first wave version didn't come with because that's the only other Megatron so far in this line. And yeah, it's a really cool weapon. I love having his Energon mace to go up against Optimus's Energon Axe. So it's awesome to have so many options, so many weapon accessories, and such like that. And of course, real quick, let's take a quick comparison between the two so you can all see the big difference between them. Again, like I said, small details like the legs here, the waist, and of course their face-wise, and other such things like that. And yeah, that's really that's it. Yeah, this set really was a lot of fun to build, guys. I love the fact that there are more versions to these characters, some more G1 stuff, some toy accurate, and so forth like that, guys. It's all fun and cool new accessories to add on to these ones, and of course for future ones, I'm assuming. And even these cool little Energon cubes is awesome to have. Now, and if you were curious, yes, you can connect the stands together if you want as well, for other reasons like that and such. And for other accessories, friends, yes, they all still come with the same hands and such as their first versions would have and such like that. So yeah, that is really about it today, my friends. I thank you, of course, all for coming. And finally, yes, if you are looking for some G1 accuracy, other detail accuracy, more character variants, or really cool LED gimmicks, I definitely recommend checking out this set, guys, because it's not going to do you any wrong. It's really cool to have. And I'm interested to seeing what will come next for Blocky for other possible exclusive sets like this. Maybe we'll get a Seeker team set at some point, or maybe a whole Dinobot team or Constructicons, since they are working on those, so you never know. So yeah, that is it, my friends. I thank you always for coming, and I hope you're all enjoying your hobbies, and I will see you all later.